Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video. In this video we're just going to be having a quick look at the stuff that's dropped, basically a very quick first look at the wheel, the roadmaps, and just my general ideas, what I'm doing. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, you can do what you want to do. Basically a new wheel's popped up, as you can see, the epic weapons cache, and it has 5-star weapons on it at 1%, 4-star weapons at 2%, armory tokens at 50%. Now it does have them advertised at 100,000 armory tokens in the wheel, but I think that's going to be a little bit of misadvertising, if I'm honest, in terms of I don't think that's how many are going to drop. It could potentially be that much, but there's no breakdown on the minimums. It could drop in tens, for instance, but it's not being advertised properly, and they've done this unfortunately in past wheels. And like I have said, I'm pretty sure this is against Apple and Google recommendations, but hey, what can I do? Transparency is very important for me when it comes to these breakdowns or these odds. The rest of it is very transparent. 5-star optional parts, 4-star optional parts, then it's the melee breakdown, and then the range breakdown for each one as well. So that's nice. But this part is not nice. The armory tokens is not nice, because when you see these comes round, it's going to be after the 4-star weapons. And I will say the 5-star weapons in this wheel are not great, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. The 4-star weapons are ones we've seen before. Some of them are pretty good. Absolute defense, for instance. This one is probably the best weapon in here, and probably the stun gun if you don't have many stun guns. But here's the issue. As you can see, it says 100,000 armory tokens. If it is 100,000 that drops every time, and that's a big rate, 50% of the time, I just can't see it being the case. I'm guessing it's up to 100,000, and they're not really advertising that properly. We'll back out so I can just show you the only good weapon on this wheel, and that's this one. But even then, this weapon's not great, because the issue you've got is, let's say you want to craft on this weapon now, you only get 3 upgrades. You're going to go for a new 4-slot special, because this one isn't spectacular, it's just a bit more trait damage. Maybe you like this, maybe you want to keep this, but regardless, you're going to get huge AP, and then you're either going to get 35% or 40%, depending on if you want to change that 4th slot. The only good thing here is the 30% attack base and the healing stun. Now, when you want to craft your own weapons from 4-star, when you craft the weapon and you make it into a 5-star, it becomes the new base, and you get 3 new upgrades. So you've probably got weapons in your inventory that have got like stun on defense, huge AP on attack, and 35% attack. And all you're going to do is get that up to 45% attack and a new 4-slot special, so instantly that's slightly better. Now, it won't have the special tier 3 that's teal that this weapon has, but it will still have better overall stats, and it's better to get weapons as 4-star weapons first and then upgrade them to 5-star. For instance, if this started and they were selling this at, let's say it was just 30% attack, a medium bonus to AP when attacking, and a healing stun, but it was a 4-star weapon, so it didn't have that 4 slot, that would be a really good weapon, because you'd have a lot of control on where that went. You'd be able to get the AP up, be able to get the attack up to 40%, then you'd make it a 5-star, get 3 new upgrades, and you make that attack 50%. You're never going to get that sort of attack stat on this weapon, because it's already a 5-star. It's effectively just like, I guess you could say it's only been upgraded once. It was only upgraded once as a 4-star weapon, because that 3rd slot has only been upgraded once. There are plenty of weapons that have 30% attack and a medium bonus to AP when attacking in the 2nd slot. So the weapons that have 5-star on here are not great. That's the best one. The rest are not great at all. Like, they don't even have very good tier 3 specials on them. You're going to want to redo those, and you don't want to redo those on a 5-star. So I would dodge this for the weapons. Fortunately, they're only 1%, so it's not like you're going to get them anyway, but you're mainly going to be pulling for parts if you really want to pull. Or if you do want to go for the weapon, you're just going to try and get that initial advantage. It's not going to be that big an advantage either, to be honest, so no big deal. The big thing is the roadmaps. You want to complete these guys. There are a couple. There's this epic parts one in the top right hand corner. Now with this roadmap, I'm guessing it's going to be coming up every week. It gives you 1,200 of these armory tokens, which is, it's not that much. It's going to keep you rolling, but you can farm the stages, because they do drop on the stage. If you go to the actual stage, look down, there you go, armory tokens, as you can see right here. Now, they were dropping in like 30, 40, 50, 60. I don't see too much more than that. If you get more than 60, do tell me. But I don't see it going for more than 100, if I'm honest. But you're going to be able to farm them. You might be able to farm them with tokens, and I do not have enough energy, but you might be able to farm them with tokens. Should be able to, if you want to drop world energy cans. There's a new one down here called the Foundry, a bit of a sneaky one. This one's very important because it's not going to come back most likely unless they might bring it back in a couple of months, but it's not going to be a weekly thing because it's not in the weekly section. This one gives thousands, you know, the end reward is 1,500, and it's got stage rewards as well, like another 1,000 here. I think everyone has like 2,500. There we go, 1,000 from that stage, 1,500 from finishing. So you can get like probably 10 to 20,000 from this, if I'm honest. There we go, another 4,000. There we go. So loads, and you can get some of these. So I think it's giving you opportunity to get one weapon to 5-star here, and giving you enough of these tokens to actually research what you need to research. You know, I've got research underway. I've already completed a research as well, so we'll go check out my armory. Right now I've got this researching, and this is strong weapons to get them from 4-star to 5-star, and this is because my S-class character is James. He has got a perfect weapon, so for me this is an obvious choice. To be honest, this is an obvious choice. Now if I go to my other armory, I can say research 4 to 5-star weapons again, and this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to do tough, and you can see it doesn't cost any tokens, it just costs materials. It takes 24 hours pretty much, but it just costs materials. So I definitely get on one of these, at least more than one if you really want to, but at least one of these on a weapon that you know you've got like a good S-class character already. Like if you've got Priya with a perfect weapon, just get on tough straight away. You can upgrade her weapon to 5-star instantly and just start trying to go for a good upgrade on her 5-star weapon. Now when it comes to 5-star weapon upgrades, it's within epic effects here, the blazing sword. If you click on that, you can see this is for tough if you were going to do it for Priya. Now generally speaking, the two for offense are amplification and destruction. I'm going to break down what you can get from each of these in a future video. This is just me just giving you a little look. You do not have to rush into this part. You can be a bit chill just because it's actually really quick to research. It costs 3,000 of these tokens, which you can get on that roadmap, but it takes only 30 minutes. So in terms of how like you thinking you're going to fall behind, no, you're going to be absolutely fine. When it comes to what I'm researching amplification because I believe it gives me 80% extra attack for people who are stunned on strong characters, which is pretty good. In terms of the cost, tier 1 costs 3,000 of these tokens to train. Tier 2 costs 7,000, so tier 3 will most likely be 9, maybe 10, and then most likely be 11 to 15, you know? So I might not have enough to actually unlock tier 4 with the roadmaps. So I might have to farm quite a bit to get that done. And once I've done this, I'm going to be pretty set because I'm going to keep trying to get this weapon. But you also need these tokens to actually try for the weapon itself as well. So this is going to be a learning process for everybody. You guys, myself, this is brand new, and we're going to learn together, guys. We're going to learn together. If you want to join my Discords, have any questions about the new weapon system, please do, because my Discord's pretty big now. Got like 700-800 people on there now. I think it's closing on 1,000. We're getting there, and I'll be on there to answer questions. There will be a video upcoming in the next couple of days in terms of the sort of upgrades you can get. But just to summarize, don't be too worried about this. Chill out. Decide which S-class character you think's got the best attached weapon. Or if you've got Krista, for instance, and you've already got a really good perfect weapon, that's fine as well. You can select alert, you go to research, and you can just research that one thing. Nice and easy. It only costs 1 million material, so you're not really going wrong here. You're not spending the armory tokens and thinking, damn, I just maybe misspent the armory tokens. 1 million materials is quite a lot. It's not as hard to come by, so it's not as big a risk. It only takes 24 hours, so no big deal. And then you can either wait for my video in terms of all the breakdown of all of the upgrades and what I think is good for certain characters, or you can try and find out in beta. If you're in a beta region, you can go onto a beta region and find it out yourself. Or there might be some images floating around as well. But generally speaking, going forward, the armory is going to remove the need for images, which is great. So for instance, right now I can go to weapons. I love this new system as well. Some of you might not have seen this before, but I love this system in terms of finding particular weapons. I want to find 4-star alert weapons with attack. So there we go. It's going to list it like that, and that's it. Simple, so quick, so easy. I love this. Now I can go to a weapon and I can say I want to craft. In the third slot, I want to go for stun. Now, when I click defender, which is this one, you have to maybe get a bit used to this part, but that's defender. When you click that, you can see at the top the possible outcomes. You click the eye, and it shows you all the possible outcomes. Now, it doesn't tell you the percentages. I really wish it did. I hope they actually add that in the future. Basically speaking, the top one you're going to have the most chance of getting, and the bottom one you're going to have the least chance. In terms of stun on defense, the bottom one, stun when being attacked, is a lot of people think it's like 1%, but you know, we don't know, but it's very, very low. The next one, attack down, is probably going to be, you know, in the region of maybe 25% or something like that, and then the top one is 50% plus, but we just don't know the exact numbers. You know, we don't have much on the exact numbers, but like I say, hopefully that's going to change in the future. We'll see. But it's very easy to find it out. You can do that on every single thing you've trained. I think you might be able to. No, you can't. It's a shame you can't see on things you haven't trained. That would be even bigger, so you could see if it's worth researching. Let me see if you can do that. You might be able to. So we go to research, tier 4, let's say defender. There you can. So only for the next tier. So you can see the next tier is focus stun, where it's just a bit of an improved stun. Stun's still the more important half of that, but it's just a little bit better in terms of being able to get focus for 2 turns if you do stun somebody. But remember, this can still be disarmed because it's a third slot. So yeah, like I say, don't get too overwhelmed. It is a lot to take in, but you can just chill for a couple of days. You're not going to lose out too much. It is, I think, quite a nice addition. There are a lot of nice things inside this in terms of quality of life improvements at the very least. But this should add some nice complexity to your character builds, which is basically, I think, having that's why I thought combat mods was actually quite good when it first came in. Like, your Heng Yen and my Heng Yen could be quite different, but this is going to add even more to that. The potential for different builds is nice, and that's kind of fun. For me, that's fun. I like different builds. The theory crafting side of things is kind of enjoyable for me, but I know some people don't like that. They like things simple and they like things easy, but I don't know. I kind of like that myself, but hey. But do tell me what you think about the overall update. Will you be pulling on this wheel? I would probably say, unless you're, you know, a mega whale and want to get ahead, it's definitely not worth it. If you are pulling on this wheel and you do get these armory tokens drop, do tell me how many you get. Are you getting 100,000 every time? Very doubtful. Do tell me the numbers. I would like to know. But that is the end of my video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.